Today we're going to be making a tofu marinade without soy sauce. For this simple recipe, you will need miso paste, oil, lime juice, maple syrup, toasted sesame oil, garlic, ginger, and firm tofu. And if you're new here, I'm Maggie. This is No Frills Kitchen, where I teach you how to cook with confidence with nothing fancy required. The first thing you need to do is drain your tofu. The tofu won't absorb the marinade properly if you haven't pressed enough water out of it. All you need to do is put a few layers of paper towels on a plate. Add your tofu and top with more paper towels. Put something heavy on top of the tofu. I'm using a cast iron Dutch oven, and let it drain for about 20 to 30 minutes. Now, onto the marinade. The first thing you need to do is, in a mixing bowl large enough to hold all of your tofu, add a few tablespoons of miso paste. Miso is a fermented soybean paste that has a distinct umami flavor and is really delicious. It is the perfect substitution for soy sauce in this recipe. To your miso, add a bit of neutral oil and a good squeeze of lime juice for some acidity. Then pour in a bit of maple syrup for some sweetness. Go ahead and use honey here if you don't have or don't want to use maple syrup. Then add some toasted sesame oil to further boost the flavor. Next, grate in a couple of cloves of garlic using a rasp-style grater. After that, grate in a bit of fresh ginger. If you don't have fresh ginger, you can absolutely use dried ground ginger here, but remember to cut the quantity down by about 50%. Pour in a bit of water to dilute the flavors here, and then whisk everything until thoroughly combined and the miso paste is completely dissolved within the marinade. Next, cut your drained tofu into pieces. I like to cut mine into triangles, but it's up to you. Add the tofu to the marinade and ensure everything is covered. Then you can transfer the marinade to the fridge and allow your tofu to sit in the marinade for at least an hour and up to overnight. The longer it sits, the more pronounced the flavor will be. The tofu does benefit from even a short stint, however. If you liked this recipe, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss my next videos. Enjoy!